Hi everyone, my name is Maria Demopoulos from Warsaw Schools. I'm the Autism Resource Specialist, and I'm here to read to you Book 2 from Autism Awareness Month. April is Autism Awareness Month, and one of the ways we want to teach you and help you be aware of our individuals in our community on the autism spectrum is just to do something fun and read books to you. So today I'll be reading to you My Brother is Autistic. Do you have any brothers and sisters? I do. I have one brother. His name is Billy, and he has autism. Billy and I often have a lot of fun together. Most of the time we get along, but I don't like it when he freaks out, especially in front of my friends or the other kids at school. Like yesterday at school, we were sitting in the cafeteria eating lunch together, and Billy had just finished lining his cookies up in a straight line, like he always does before he eats them, and one of the kids at the table asked Billy if he could have a cookie. Billy ignored the boy and kept admiring his row of cookies, so the boy asked him again. This time, Billy repeated the boy's question, and the boy thought Billy was making fun of him, so he leaned over and grabbed one of Billy's cookies. And that's when it happened. Billy got mad. He squinted his eyes, started flapping his hands in the air, and squealed really loud. Then he stood up, flipping over his lunch tray, and kept flapping his arms. Billy's shriek was so loud that everybody had to cover their ears, and everybody knew that he was my brother. I was so embarrassed that instead of trying to calm him down, I ran out of the cafeteria as fast as I could and left Billy with all that mess he had made. I kept running until I was stopped in the hall by my teacher, Mrs. Smitty. I told Mrs. Smitty what had happened and how everybody, especially the kids in my class, were staring and pointing at Billy, and how some were laughing at him. I knew that the kid wasn't trying to be mean when he took Billy's cookie. He just didn't understand that Billy likes things to be the same, and that includes the way he lines up his cookies in a row before he eats them. Whenever things change too quickly, Billy will do certain things over and over again, like flapping his arms and rocking back and forth to help him feel better. Maybe if the kid knew more about autism, he wouldn't have taken one of Billy's cookies. He would have known how important it is for Billy to do things always the same way. I told my teacher that I wish more kids understood autism, because if they did, then maybe they'd give kids like Billy a chance. Mrs. Smitty told me that there are many scientists trying to find out what causes autism, but nobody knows for sure yet. Some people think that autism may run in families, while others believe that kids with autism have special allergies and sensitivities that make them think and behave differently. The brains of autistic children do work differently from other people's brains. Autism can't be cured, and that's why everybody in the family has to learn to share the problem. Mrs. Smitty said that teasing and making fun of Billy was bad, and that we should help the other kids understand. Then Mrs. Smitty said that she had an idea, and she hurried down to her classroom. When the bell rang and it was time to go back to class, I got a little scared about seeing the other kids. I didn't want them to start making jokes about Billy like they did before. But when I walked into my class, Mrs. Smitty and a few of the other kids were busy taping a whole bunch of pictures to the board, so nobody noticed me when I came in and sat down. all of the pictures were of different people, young and old, doing different things. One picture was of a young man playing the piano. Another was of a girl playing tennis. There was even a picture of an old man painting a portrait of a beautiful lady. The picture I liked the best was of a boy named Jason McElwain, who made the winning basket for our basketball team. He looked so happy. All of these people were doing things they liked, and they were good at doing them, and all of these people had autism. At first, I couldn't figure out what all these pictures of people I didn't even know had to do with Billy. But when Mrs. Smitty asked the class what each person on the board and 1 in every 150 American kids had in common, I figured it out. All these people who were so good at doing different things had autism, just like Billy. Not everybody with autism will become famous, and just like everybody else, some will be able to do more things than others. And that's okay, because that's what makes them special. Wow, it was hard to believe it, but it was true. Even though all these people had autism, they all found something that they were really good at doing. Billy's really good at playing the drums, so maybe when he grows up, he'll play in a band. And being his brother, he'll give me front row tickets to watch him play. Now that would be cool. Mrs. Smitty talked a lot about what it meant to have autism. She said that some autistic kids might have trouble doing what their teacher or parents asked them to do, and other kids might get frustrated and upset really quickly when something changes, just like Billy's row of cookies. Most kids with autism like to do things alone, and because they have trouble starting a conversation with others, it's not always easy for them to make friends. Others have trouble learning things like reading and writing and math. Billy needs some extra help, so he has a special teacher who stays with him in class and helps him when he needs it. When the class was over and the kids all left, I thanked Mrs. Smitty for what she had done. Not only did she make it clear that Billy had the right to be himself, a kid with autism, but she also made it okay for me to be his brother without feeling embarrassed. I'll never leave Billy alone again, and next time Billy gets mad or is chattering to himself, I hope the other kids will remember that Billy has autism, and that's okay. Going back home with Billy, I realized that now I saw him not only for who he is, but for who he could become. I told Billy that I was sorry for leaving him all alone in the cafeteria, and I promised that no matter what, I would never do that again. Billy smiled, touched my shoulder, and said, "You're it!" and then ran away. Just like always, I counted to 10 before I started chasing him, and just like always, Billy ran as fast as he could, all the way home. I hope you've enjoyed our book this evening. My brother is autistic, and I just want to encourage you to learn more about the individuals in our community and about autism and other individuals that have disabilities. And I will be with you the next few weeks. I'll bring some books for the next couple of weeks, so be looking for those videos. And I thank you for Warsaw Community Schools supporting our kids with autism and allowing me to be able to share these books with you.